Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. Today, I'd like to share with you a very serious topic, and that is in Wing Chun training, one need to know the state of one train, the physical state which one train in. And every physical state have a different type of breathing, depend on what is the purpose you want to uh, do with that training. Now, this is serious stuff. And it is very sad that Wing Chun today is really superficial. And it is actually oversimplified. It has become non-realistic. And I'm saying this here not to critics or put down or badmouth. I'm saying here is there's a concern on the people who train that way. See, to put down or to badmouth is just to keeping talking bad. I'm not doing that here. I'm showing you there's a problem need to solve, or else it is a disaster. It has been disaster in Wing Chun for past 130 years at least. So those who really want to study Wing Chun or Chinese Kung Fu, better to understand what I'm sharing today. You might need to watch this YouTube for 100 times, so be it. Otherwise, you're going to screw yourself up. That's how serious it is. So let's start. So about 2 weeks ago, I shared this YouTube on Wing Chun 1850 breathing, saying that today's Wing Chun is like a fast food. People just throw things into their mouth. They don't even know what they are eating. And they don't even know is that good or bad. Where the ancient Chinese Kung Fu or the Kung Fu of the Wing Chun 1850, it is like the fine food. You need to be careful on the nutrient, how to eat it, and so forth, or what you eat. And due to this, many have messaged me, talked to me, comment on the YouTube. And that's why I wrote this few days ago. Wing Chun have a problem today because people demand respect. There are many people who, on past 2 weeks, who chat with me, demand respect. Instead of looking at things, not personal, looking at the subject and discuss what it is. So there are many people, when I ask them to rewatch my YouTube, make sure you take notes of what I'm saying. They will come back to say, I'm rude, or I'm selling snake oil on Wing Chun 1850, blah, blah, blah. Just because I asked them to rewatch the YouTube. That is a very bad behavior. You guarantee to screw yourself if you're doing that. Not to mention, if you want to prepare for war, battle, no enemy will give you that face because everybody will ask you, where's your beef? Okay, so that type of attitude must go. Stop to put all this grandmaster, that type of title to oneself, put oneself. And also stop to put whatever, this grandmaster, that grandmaster. People even in the history, not necessarily they are grandmaster. So where's the beef? The beef of Wing Chun breathing is you need to handle body response. You need to evoke or elicit a specific body response. This is no joke. It is not talking history, this grandmaster, that grandmaster, my opinion. The idea is, can you evoke it? It is about, will you be able to do it? Will your breathing support that? That's why what I'm going to share with you today is serious. You better listen carefully. So again, you might say, oh, how can you be so rude, Hendrik? You are full of ego. I spent almost 50 years. You look around in the world. How many Wing Chuners spend like me almost 50 years to probe into what the heck is going on? So if you want to benefit yourself, you better listen. So almost 50 years ago, I got this Queen Crit, the writing of 1850s Wing Chun with the training. And I was stepping into a quicksand, actually. It dragged my almost 50 years down. Just this writing, one page. Now, of course, from here, we know one side for the fighting side is based on momentum combinations. If you want to fight, it is about how many momentum combination have you ever trained with and proficient with. On the other part is how much body conditioning do you have to support the combinations. Now, breathing is belong to this. So you have the combination part and the body conditioning part. Breathing is belong to your body conditioning part. So let me explain you, give you an analogy. What is in here? And why do I call it a quicksand? But you step in, it's going to sing. For me, singing almost 50 years. Until I touch the bottom, and then I know what the heck's going on. In this Queen Crit itself, you have Buddhist teaching like this, Yoga Chara Bhumi Sastra. Yoga Chara Bhumi in English can be translated as thesis on the level of spiritual practice. Actually, it's not To be really accurate is not just level, it is areas. Thesis on the areas. There are different areas of the spiritual practice. So Bhumi here is like the ground, foundations, area. I was born in Indonesia. I speak Indonesia, even though I'm an American. So this is like Bhumi, earth in Indonesia. It's huge stuff. So you have different states, different levels, different area for different things. This is talking about meditation, the techniques and the states. The guy who designed the Xu Tao is a Buddhist. He have this type of educations. So his horizon is big, huge. Okay? And in depth. It is not like today. You look at the Wing Chun movie, you do this and that, man. Those are not even surface. That's how serious it is. So you need to know the horizon, the outlook is huge like hell, okay? And to more illustrate, when you go to body conditioning, it is like this Zhang Weili. Everybody know that she is a champion of UFC. This is her training on the strength and conditioning workout. How much training, how many different type of training do you think is here? Check it out. So again, as what I say, it's like in the Yoga Chara Bhumi, it's huge. Okay? It's not like, hey, just practice your Xu Lin Tao, you keeping practice, you know it. Forget about it. When you say that, you just tell people you don't know. Just look at the Zhang Weili. How much training is there for her to be a fighter? Furthermore, it is like this Dr. Herbert Benson, who is the Harvard professor, Harvard professor, and who actually started the mind-body medicines, mind-body revolution in medical world. So you look at it. In the ancient, you have something like this. You want to talk about chi, prana, chakras, mind state, breathing. Today, in the West, you look at all this training and all this mind-body medicine stuff, scientifically proven. Within this, it is like this combined together. That's why I always say that things need to be mapped into science. And that's why it led me to look into just having this lead me to study this, to study this, to study this. So I just share with you how huge is that thing. If you want to talk about grandmaster, grandmaster always come with groundbreaking. It's like there's Dr. Herbert Benson. Look at his groundbreaking, the breakthrough he have. People learn, like Dr. Herbert Benson, learn scientifically, proof, experiment, all kinds of stuff until there's a groundbreaking and breakthrough stuff. Or else what grandmaster? Just because you study with somebody, just because a story talk about somebody, are they really grandmaster? How are you going to compete with Zhang Weili and his trainer, her trainer? How will you compete with the real Buddhist practitioner on Yogacara Bhumi? You must be kidding to call this guy grandmaster, that guy grandmaster, or wanting to be grandmaster when one don't even have this horizon, this outlook on what the heck happened in the world. I spent 50 years or so. I just only know that, oh, shoot, there's so many things. I can't even be a grandmaster. I just saying that I can only enter into the entrance, the gate. And suddenly you see, oh, shoot, there are so many things. In from the ancient, from today's world, in the sports science, in the medicine, all one need to learn. That is what this is about. Now, like it or not, the Chinese martial art saying is always train tendons, bone, and muscle outside. Train the breath inside. As everybody know about it, heard about it, can repeat about it. But what is it? Like it or not, it is. If one don't practice breathing, no matter how good the martial technique are, it will be useless. This is a very popular Shaolin saying. This is a very popular, a well-known Shaolin saying. But what is that? What is that today? Can people say something about it? You look around, nothing, zero. It's just repeating Chinese terms. And it is mostly this thing. Train the breath inside. Now, you see, one don't even face this. If one don't practice breathing, no matter how good the martial art techniques are, it will be useless. This is the bottom line of Shaolin. So nobody want to dig into it, but keeping doing superficial stuff, and everybody is grandmaster, and then sometimes they get into this internal, external orders. Practically, it is the more they say, It's just showing that the more they don't know anything. Why? Internal training, external training. The truth is here. Inter training is to enhance the health of internal organ, nervous system, and cardiorespiratory system. External training is to enhance physical strength, coordination, flexibility, speed, and endurance. That's all. And then the combinations of internal, external training further improve the body dynamic qualities such as core stability, neuromuscular efficiency, flexibility, and quick response. It is this clear, this simple. When one not be able to tell you what exactly it is, you know they don't know. Keeping talk about this Tai Chi, this Mei Se Zhuang, this Qi, that Qi, whatever energy, blah, blah, blah. But they will not be able to express to you what that mean in the real life. If you don't know what it means you don't know, isn't it? So we talk about this ground. Yogacara Bhumi. You have areas, you have levels, you have all different areas and ground and so forth. So I organize the entire, and then the internal, externals, all this stuff. So I organize this thing for you. There are three types of training or three ground there, or three areas one must know if one train in Wing Chun or Chinese martial arts. The first is Qi neurosync training. The second is fitness training. The third is strengthening training. And as over here, it said that when training intensity is low or moderate, energy is generated by oxidizing fat in mitochondria of the muscle. This process is slow and require oxygen. This referred to as aerobic. So over here, this is aerobic. This is anaerobic. Your energy system is completely different. You breathe different too. So this is with the subtle breathing. This is with our normal breathing as you do the fitness training. This is the windy breathing where you make out sound. However, in order to have proper training without damaging the body, the Wing Chun ancestor have recorded down that you need to start with the Qi nurture training first with the subtle breathing, and then progress to the fitness training and the strengthening training. Or else you're going to damage your body. Okay? Now, I'm going to explain to you why. This Qi neurosync training here is like an animal. It be able to get into the hibernations and heal itself or recover itself. That is where it is. that type of body function, that type of breathing. So it is as what I say here. Your body, specific body response. You have to elicit the specific body response when you are in that state. It's not just talk. Now, when you get here, when you get here, those are all in here, in the strengthening training, and it's windy breathing. Okay? It is a different type of breathing. And this here is anaerobic. This is aerobic. That's why I explained just now with this. Over here, this is this. This is that. If you never train inside there, forget about in this way. Fight in here. You will not be able to fight like this. You never be able to do it. Your body cannot do it. So that's why people train this. That's why people train this. That's why people train this. Those all are from here. Strengthening training with the windy breathing. Now, if you do this without this, chances is for normal people, by the time you get to 50s, you get all kinds of problems. Because this is with the stress, tension, high tension, extreme tension. This is with the recovery. They have to balance each other. One of the tragic is you keeping doing this is like Bruce Lee. You die. Your body is fatigued and you gone. Your internal organs fatigue and so forth, you gone. So even today's sports science, you can see that they have a balanced strengthening training and the recovery training. Okay. Now, so tell me, what is this? Well, this type of stuff, the most you can do is only in under this fitness training area. The most. You train that, you're not going to be able to fight. You're not going to be able to recover yourself. There's a reality. How about this? How about this? Well, this type of stuff is only this. It's only here. It is not going to give you the type of breathing you need in the fight. It's not going to give you, support you on the high intensity, muscular endurance, high speed stuff. It is only something this. So when people talk about internal today, it's just something like that. Today's Wing Chun training mostly is this thing. You look around. And when they do this, either they do it randomly or they don't know what to do but just brute force it, or they go train MMA or BJJ or Western boxing and they took the Western boxing or BJJ or MMA way of training. There's nothing there in Wing Chun. Your wooden dummy, your chi sao, your sets, and all this is here. It is not going to be at this level, not to mention here. So that's why all of this kind of training, this type of training, this type of training, this type of training, when you face Li Xiaodong, you see in China, be it Wing Chun or Tai Chi, all collapse. You don't have that training. You can stamp that thing, label it as internal, blah blah blah, grandmaster this, grandmaster that, but you don't have the training. So there's a reality. So for the for the Qi neurosing training, subtle breathing state, it is using when you're doing the Qi neurosing or recovery, it is using the subtle breathing. And subtle breathing have many, many states. It's just not one. It just have many, many states. Okay, so you have a deeper level of states and beginner level of state. Those are different. One need to know that. Now, one characteristics of here you need to know. All this breathing is natural, effortless. It never using a slight strength, try to to prolong the breathing or to stop breathing. So today, when you watch YouTube, people talk about this breathing exercise, all kind of stuff. Those are not subtle breathing. Those are like, especially when somebody say, like the box breathing. You inhale for 3 seconds, and then you hold for 3 seconds, and then you exhale for 3 seconds, hold 3 seconds. Those type of stuff are not the subtle breathing. Those type of stuff can cause problem if you have a heart problem or cardiological problem. The Chinese know about it. It is knowing for at least hundreds of years. It's not like today in the YouTube, people say, oh, you can do breathing this way, breathing that way. No, the subtle breathing, you have to be develop it slowly. Okay? That's a reality. So the people who is sick can use the subtle breathing to recover. Those type of breathing with the uh, holding breath and everything, those kind of thing is, if you are healthy, perfectly healthy, you can use it for strengthening yourself a little bit for training. But if you are weak and you are tired already, you don't want to use those kind of stuff. Now for the fitness training, fitness training. There are three level intensity in fitness training, and each level have their 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 breathing. Even though it is same common breathing like you and me breathe normally, but there's the differentiations. Okay, so uh, like the intensity level one of the fitness training, you are always in the zone two, and as mentioned, the previous section training at this level intensity will improve a person's mitochondrial number. Okay, so this level also strengthen cut muscle and significantly proportions of the cardiac output goes to the kidney and other internal organs. It's internal organ stuff. When your training level go higher, it go more outward to your muscle. So at the strengthening training, you know your distributions of your blood is on your muscle, not into the internal organs. So this is an extreme to your blood distributions to your muscle. This is to your internal organs. That's why when you are sick or anything or have internal organs problem like the heart problem or anything, you need blood here. The Chinese know that you need to use the subtle breathing. You get in here so you help you to recover. But even you train there, you never train there, you cannot fight. Not to mention over here, if you have no idea all this exists, how are you going to train? Now, when you get into the wind breathing, or for the strengthening training, there are two types of wind breathing there. Level one strengthening is cardiorespiratory endurance muscular strengthening, bone strengthening. This level of training is equivalent to the lactic threshold level type of training. Now, level two strengthening training is extreme training, which challenge the limit of the body at this level of training. Windy breathing patterns are manipulative rather than natural because performance is the goal. You don't even care for the body anymore. You just go to the limit, to the extreme. Say you want to rush in to do 5 attack. And suddenly something happened in that fight. You have to take a shot, body shot. You have to adjust your breathing at that time, no more natural. Over here, the level one is like you're running, you go running. If you feel tired, you can slow down. But over here, performance is the name of the game, not your body. Your body might be damaged. That's why it is damaging. That's why the ancient Wing Chun want people to train this nurture chi for the healing part, the recovery part, the fitness part, all based on this. And then it proceed to the strengthening training and it proceed to the extreme training. They know this can be damaging. And one need to know whether one's body can handle it or not. If you go over the limit, you have to go back right away. Or else, as what we know, you repeat Bruce Lee's tragic. That's the reality. Now, training all this is not simple. That's why you need all the six core elements. That's why I'm like the old lady, whining every day, making orders YouTube, making orders YouTube on your six core element, your breathing, your body, everything, repeating again, try to do it, show it really slowly, and give it to everybody for free. Hours of lecture here. And I even start the S21, the Xu Lim Tao 2021, which is taking into considerations of this. And I get Daniel, you know, to help me. It is just so that people know what is going on. And it's nice that Daniel, do this YouTube with me, and then because he have a student, he have a partner, and everything can help me. I don't have anybody help me here. This is COVID time. So I put all this thing here. Why? Because if you want to learn real thing, you need to learn all these things. It's not just talk, writing books, making claim. Because ultimately, you have to face this. Ultimately, you have to face this. You like it or not. Can you take it? Can you play in this type of game? It never is this. It never is this. It never is this. It never is this. It never is this stuff when you talk about martial arts, fighting arts, since 460 years ago. Okay. What I concern is you damage your body or you have no idea what you're getting in. That is what worry me. Okay. So all this YouTube is here, go watch it. And you might say, well, Hendrik, you can have a big ego here. Well, this is not about talking ego here. This is telling you is if you want to make a war, if the enemy have nuclear bomb, you better find out what is a nuclear bomb. And all this is about technology and nuclear bomb. Okay? Stop for those grandmaster, not grandmaster. A war is a war. Nobody gonna give you face. And like this is another thing, another YouTube. There's something called responsibility in Wing Chun. Wing Chun is not for selling snake oil like the Chinese in 100 years ago. They are a big part of the Chinese selling their culture or snake oil, as I shared with you before. where uh, uh, Tang Hao and Ma Li Tang exposed them 100 years ago in 1930s. So you might ask me, well, Hendrik, how can you say other people's snake oil? How about you? Maybe your books and everything snake oil. Well, you know, the difference between snake oil and not snake oil is a non-snake oil, a real thing, will be able to proven with history, evidence, and science, medical science and physics. That's why in this channel, we say that we have the base on history and scientific evidence. Making claim, all of them are just something out from the blue. If you don't have any history and scientific evidence. So there's the difference between snake oil and real. So the real thing is here. I share with you what happened real thing in the 1850s. No, I'm not grandmaster. That's why I tell you. I'm just entering into the gate and I see so many things. And right away, if we take everybody like a family, when you walk into that gate, don't you want right away to go back to your family and tell your people, hey man, those people have really advanced weapon. Let's retreat first. Let's figure out. If you care for your family, don't you want to do that? For me, I'm like that only. You walk into the gate and you see, oh shoot, there's so many things we don't know and what we don't have today. Better come out and tell the world, hey, this is disaster if we don't go through it. Now, so I wrote the Decoding Wing Chun on breathing. This is the only book on Chinese Kung Fu. Yes, Chinese Kung Fu, not just Wing Chun, where you map what the ancient of Chinese practice into today's sports science. Why you want to do that? So you know what it is, so you can develop it. It's not just talk, talk, talk. It's not just selling business or selling this product, that product. We need to know what the heck's going on. So that's why you have all kinds of stuff, which is the basic you need to know, including you need to be able to verify it with science measurement, scientific measurements. If you don't have those type of data on your training, on the fighting part, forget about go fight somebody like this or like this. If you train here or claim train here, you better have those type of scientific data. Same with your recovery, same with your fitness. Now, many Chinese Kung Fu today, or even martial art today, is damaging because they don't have those nurture chi parts, and they don't have a holistic fitness part. They just go for the fighting part. So when they get old age, body is damaging. That's the reality. For this nurture chi part, the healing part, That's why I make this 1 hour video. Without that, it is called hopeless. You need to have that. There's the basic. You see all around in the world, nobody give you this kind of thing for free. But this is free. This is 2 weeks later. How many people watch this? Not too many. In fact, this is the real internal of internal. And you can verify with the scientific as I shared here. Now, only with that, you'll be able to handle your breathing in the uh, Qi neurosync training. Only after you got this. Only you get what I share here, you'll be able to get it. Even if you get this, you cannot do it in the standing. That's why I'm using tools to help those who have this be able to do it in the standing. Because this is to support their physical properly, to make sure that their physical is support properly so that they be able to do this type of natural breathing. And only that way you'll be able to get here. Without forcing your body. So if you say, oh yeah, it's easy, I'm doing this. No, it's not easy. You have to go through the 6 core element, and then you have to go through this, proficient with this, and proficient with this. That's why I wrote the Wing Chun matrix. That is to release this procedure. Okay. Now, six-core element. The entire thing is there. This is the only book in the world on six-core element because I'm the guy who designed the six-core element. And so this one is explained with physics. And have all the example and procedure to develop the body. There are many people who try to copy my stuff. Well, the issue is that they never know what it is. They never develop it. That's why if you never develop it, you just talking about empty stuff. Okay. So all this breathing stuff, you cannot say, well, I want to go learn the windy breathing over here. If you don't from here start one step by step, you're only damaging your body. And in fact, you don't know what is windy breathing, because if you say the windy breathing, then windy breathing have two types. And this is recorded in uh, the in the decoding Wing Chun. How is that thing developed? And check. And should one train on it or not? If you have high eyes pressure, like glaucoma, it's better that you don't touch those windy breathing stuff. Just read my book. There's so many things inside there. What is the point to do something which can screw your own body? So I leave all this thing with you guys, from beginning and to the Wing Chun stuff and to all this the Kung Fu stuff, the internal, the meridians, the how you hold your breathing stuff and all this thing is all in this book, a series, what do you call it? Actually, is a sequence of training. So people know the information, have the informations, and one they don't even have to train with it. They just look at it and say, okay, I know this is this, this is this, this is this. Can I do this? Or I must not touch it. Is that possible if people make this claim that they're doing this, 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 according to the what one study with my books, then they know. So I'm studying it like a science of Chinese Kung Fu. No more magic, no more this. I'm the grandmaster, bow to me. I always tell people, if you want to play those grandmaster game, like, oh, I am the student of who. I'm a grandmaster who. I said, if I want to play that game, I'm the fifth generations from the Red Book, direct bloodline, like the vampire bloodline, direct bloodline. Tell me in this world today, who have the bloodline as pure as me? Who have the generations as pure as me? Who have the authority to speak with me? If I want to pull that thing, obviously nobody there. By history, by scientific, by all this transmission, nobody is there. But what is the point? What is the point of pulling those kind of things? The point is to educate the people, make the people strong, make the people healthy, make all Wing Chun class to be really constructive and contribute to everybody's living. I'm not talking about Wing Chun movie. I'm talking about daily living. Can we cover our daily living? Do we know what we're getting in? If you're like me, 60 something, then you start to figure out that, to find that you need a lot on this thing. You need on this part of the training. No longer here because the body cannot do it, especially uh, like me, my body is not born healthy. In fact, yesterday, some friend just told me, oh, Hendrik, like you are diabetic type 1, the lifespan is from 65-year-old to 72-year-old. Well, I'm 65 now. So I live up to the limit. Well, luckily, I know this, so I live up to my limit. I probably can live up to 80s. If I can live up that 80s, then all these things helping me with the today's medicines. It's like this Dr. Benson, Dr. Herbert Benson. This is a good book. Please go read it, buy and read it. Dr. Benson say, oh, the medicine will be surgery, medicines, and then the mind body as this breakthrough, three parts. So you need the medicine, you need the surgery, and you need this mind body healing. So when you grow old, you get that. But then even if you're not grow old, if you don't know all of this thing, you brute force it. I'm really not interested to see this second Bruce Lee. What's the point? What is the point? You can be king of Kung Fu and you die in 30 something year old. I'm saying that in behalf of family, family, your son, your wife, your daughter, your kids, your mom, your dad. What is the point that you'll be king of Kung Fu, this and that, but you die young? You couldn't even take care of your kids. So I'm saying this based on human. You and I are no different. We just human. I am not that grandmaster uh, with the pure bloodline from the red boat Wing Chun, or I'm the most authentic. I'm not. I don't care. I'm American. You and I are human. We need to live healthily. Medical cost is high. I'm 65 now, and I start to expose in Social Security and Medicare. You look at all the senior people today in America, they all need to go get job because even a box of cereal is costing how much? $7 or $8. With all this high cost, high everything, those are the real thing we need to face. So when you are young, you don't want to mess around. And even if you are having the older age, as what I said, I show that video on the chi neural thing and so forth. Hopefully that from the China, ancient China can help you. So how to live a life is what I concern. Or else Wing Chun is useless. This must as well go train MMA, train BJJ, train Kyokushin. What do you have to offer? So this is what I like to share with you, a straight talk. The bottom line is my focus is on how are we going to live better, not who is the grandmaster, who is the king of fighting. You've been hearing about all this Wing Chun king of this, Wing Chun king of that. Are you serious? Are they really the king? Or is just somebody promote them? So the reality is this. As in the war, nobody will give you face. If your country don't have that nuclear bomb, you thinking you're gonna make war with those who have nuclear bomb, you know it's gonna get wiped out. And who is the guy, the person who suffer? The people. As I just watched in news on one of the country in Asia, people is saying that, oh, it's great that you say this, talking to the presidents and everything. When something happen, you just take a plane, you fly to America, and how about us? You leave us here. Well, that's what the reality is. The people in the top make all the money and fly to America, fly to something else, but you're leaving the people down there to do fighting. I mean, what is that? That's not called leadership. That's called actually screwing the people. In Wing Chun, we must not do that. We know it's dangerous. We know this is problem as soon as it cannot match up with whatever reality is. So this is what I like to share with you. If you don't like what I'm saying, please not watch my my video channel, because this is only for real people, for people who care for our community, care for our country, care for everybody, not just me, 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 me. and demand you have to bow to me because I'm the grandmaster. No, that is not right.